Well, that crash did look bad. Oliver was able to complete the task with only some minor scrapes and bruises. Now, he was shook up, as well were a lot of us as well. It was on day 2, I believe, and we still had 2 days left to go. However, after completing the Ha Giang Loop, it is definitely still worth, even though with the risks, one of the best things I've done in my life. And I'm going to show you on this video almost from start to finish the entire process, and I hope you enjoy it and you pick up on anything that you may have missed out or might not be aware of. But it was one of the best things I have done in my life. So come and join me while I explain from start to finish one of the best trips I've ever been on. So forgive me about the part here where I start pointing. I cannot recall for the life of me what I was trying to put up here on the YouTube channel. But anyway, you get picked up on the day by taxi or by a minibus and brought to the bus station. We waited around for I think it was 5 to 10 minutes. Some people may be waiting a bit longer, and then you're all escorted towards the big sleeper bus. We went for the VIP sleeper bus. Some buses may vary. Once we boarded the bus, we were assigned one kind of bed on either side of the thing. It was nice and spacious, lovely room, and then we set away. It was about 7 PM in the evening and we arrived at 2 AM I believe, and I got a bit of sleep on the bus, I have to say. It was fairly quiet. Once it got out of the city, it was fairly straightforward. Then we arrived at the hostel nice and early, 2 AM we were able to check in, and then from there we were able to get into our beds, go to sleep and wake up in the morning. Now I'll have to say that breakfast was included, as well as lunches and dinners, and the food was amazing. I do have to say it was extremely well organised. Once after breakfast, one of the tour guides will come around and ask for your name, make sure you're on their list, and you'll go with that group. So the teams are split into many groups, so don't panic when you get there and you see there's about 100 people staying in the hostel. You're getting split off into separate groups, depending on if you're doing 1 day, 2 day, 3 day or 4 day. We done the 4 day group. Now there is an option to extend, because one of the people from a 3 day was able to extend an extra day, but I'm not sure if it was actually worth it, because from when she joined our group to when we kind of finished, we didn't really do that much. We checked back into the hostel a bit early that day and we were there for the night. But again, it's up to you. Certain countries can't actually drive in Vietnam due to the International Driving License Convention of 1948 or 1964, I think it is. So please check that out before you do. We did want to drive this, but we ended up having to get a driver. But I think it actually worked out better because you could actually look at the scenery a bit more, and you can actually just pay attention to what's going on around you instead of actually just on the road. So it did actually work out a bit better. So from day 1 and every other day following on, you set up basically, have breakfast in the morning, set out to ride, stop at many stops, get to take your photos, get a little rest. Your bum will be very sore, trust me. Your legs will be sore, everything will be sore, but it's so worth it. Then you'll stop for lunch, and then you will continue on a bit more. You'll have more breaks and stops, and then you'll arrive at the next day's hostel, which will be usually a different location each day. The hostel locations were perfectly fine. They had power, they had AC, they were pretty incredibly luxurious, actually, I have to say. I found them very enjoyable, and there was no problems whatsoever. And don't worry, in the evenings they actually give entertainment. I think the first night was going to a local bar to play some karaoke. I did not sing, thankfully. Then one of the other nights we were playing this crazy game which I can't even explain it. It's in one of the videos there. And then I think one of the other nights it was again drinking and karaoke again. So there is a bit of entertainment there at night, and the food is being provided by each place. And there's always leftovers. There's so much food and it's so delicious and so vibrant as well. Then you just continue on watching the scenery, stopping. We done a boat tour, we done a cave exploration, which we would have been nice to get the heads up that there was a bit of a hike towards it, but we figured out that we were totally all out of shape, and yeah, we kind of decided to get healthy once we returned back home. But other than that, it was still fantastic. One of the coolest things I noticed about this trip, and it's pretty cool, like you'll probably see it here as well, but when you're actually there, you're driving up one mountain, one scenic, beautiful view, and then 2 minutes later you're driving down the other side and it's a totally different view and totally different weather system, and Then a few minutes later, you're going up another mountain, and you're like, how is this even possible? Like, you know, it just doesn't feel right. You don't feel like you're on Earth. It's so weird. We were blessed with the weather as well, so I would not think it'd be so good if the weather was bad, where the visibility would be terrible and the wet roads, so it could be a bit dangerous that way, a bit added danger. But it was epic. And I think it was halfway through my fourth day where it's like, this is a trip that I am so glad I booked, so glad I decided to do this. Sitting at home now, just revisiting the videos, going, wow, this was fantastic. And the video doesn't even do it justice. Like, you have to literally be there to witness what it's really like. And it's such a brilliant journey. There will be a longer version of just driving around on the bikes coming up on my YouTube channel shortly. Please like, subscribe, comment if you like this, and you may be notified for the next video that comes out.